good? Okay. Thank you, man. Oh. All right. Good morning. How are you? Kind of behind the curtain. That's 2 days in a row. I've had a little error here. I thought I had it on the waiting screen. Instead, you see me looking. But anyway, how are you doing? Hopefully, you're doing well. It's Friday. I can't wait. It's at the end of my week. But I'm glad that you are here, and I'm glad that you're streaming with us. Okay, this weekend we've got high fire danger. This weekend, mostly sunny, breezy, and very warm. And the next several days, we've got no chance for rain, and that is terrible. Have you noticed, and I think I talked about this yesterday, have you noticed I haven't noticed as many bluebonnets, and I think the drought is finally doing a number on these bluebonnets. I surely haven't seen very many of them. Okay, Poteet Strawberry Festival is this weekend. Matter of fact, it starts today. I believe today is Ken's 5-day. But high temperature today, right around 90. Saturday, 88. Sunday, 92. It is going to be breezy this weekend again. Don't burn outdoors. But if you're going to the festival, I think weather is great. Maybe just stay hydrated, have some sunscreen, and I think you'll have a great time out there. I was a judge last year. You know what's amazing is how many different varieties of strawberries there are. And how different that they all taste. It was incredible. It was such a educational thing being a judge last year. There were a couple of varieties that were really, really good. There was a couple that weren't so good, but you know, it was a lot of fun. All right, temperature right now 79 degrees. Low this morning was 54. Record low 37. Record high 99. Set back a long time ago, back in 1907. It was 99 degrees on this day. Today, I think we're going to hit 90. We're going to be real close, right at it. Lots of sunshine. If you're doing anything this evening, temperatures in the 80s. And for this time of the year, mid-April, 80s at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. That's a little bit excessive. That's a little warm. All right, temperature right now, 79. Hondo, 77. Gonzales coming in at 82. There was some fog earlier this morning across our southeastern counties. That fog is not there anymore. Okay, before I go any further, we just got it in. We've got David Bellis. David says, I stayed up all night wondering where the sun went. Then it dawned on me. Very good, David. Another good one. I don't know how you come up with all these good ones, but that was very good. All right, temperatures right now, we're sitting at 79 degrees. Houston, 79 degrees as well. This morning I had 81 at noon, and I think we're right on track. So that tells me we're right on track for 90. Now this frontal boundary is about to go stationary. I think it's just about had it. It's not going to go much further. And part of that front is going to be stuck, like around Edwards County, Real County. There's an outside chance, and when I say an outside chance, like a 5 to 10% chance, there could be an isolated thunder shower that develops along that frontal boundary, but boy, it just does not look good. But if you're in Edwards County, Real County, maybe Kerr County, that's a possibility. Otherwise, high temperatures close to 90. Now, I want you to look at this. Notice where the green color is, that's cooler temperatures, and a little blue up there around the Great Lakes. Temperatures in the 50s and the 40s. Now, also make a mental note where it's really hot, like around Arizona. When I put the upper level map, you're going to be like, well, isn't that something? And that's usually the way it works. Here's a big trough across the eastern part of the U.S., big ridge across the west, and so the temperatures are just kind of mimicking the upper level pattern. Now, what we don't want is we don't want this pattern to persist. This is horrible if we want rainfall. I can't think of a worse pattern if you want rainfall. So total sunshine. Maybe as we get into Sunday, we might start to see a few more clouds, but just mostly sunny and very warm right through the weekend. Now, next week, things change a little bit. There'll be a system going through the Great Lakes, trailing cold front. That front, I think, is going to be inactive as far as rainfall is concerned, just no upper level support. And then look at this. We go right back to kind of an upper level ridge on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. But I think that's when things change. What model am I using? The GFS. I think that's when things change a little bit as we get closer to the Easter weekend. So starting Saturday, the day before Easter, maybe a 10% chance of a shower. But as this storm system goes through New Mexico and the Panhandle and then up into the Plain States, I think Sunday there's about a 20% chance of a shower thunderstorm. And then I think on Monday, and then it doesn't stop there. I think Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe even into Friday. I think most of that week, the Easter week, we'll have a chance for some scattered showers and storms. At this point, I'm going low chances, 20%, but I like the pattern, how the shift is. I mean, you can just see the change. Notice how, I showed you the ridge out west, and then it's totally different. The ridge is over across the eastern part of the country, trough to the west, and that helps us out as far as rainfall, which is great. Okay, let's take a look at the weather and what I'm expecting. High right around 90. Do you see where that convergence zone is setting up? This computer model just says clouds, but it's possible. I mean, the cap is a ½ degree, so it's possible out towards northern portions of Edwards County, northern portions of Uvalde County, into Real and Edwards County. It's possible there could be an isolated thunder shower this afternoon. Just don't bet the farm on it, that's for sure. And then as we head into tomorrow, I think very warm, and Sunday is going to be pretty breezy. So on Sunday, we've got a very high fire danger. There's not a red flag warning yet or a fire weather watch. Just keep that in mind. Okay, I'm going to show you. I haven't updated it. It did come out at 7:30 this morning, but I haven't updated it. Oak was heavy. This is yesterday's reading. I'm sure oak is still heavy and mold is still light. That's the way it's been over the last several days. So I think it's probably about the same. All right, over the weekend, upper 80s, lower 90s, and I think upper 80s, lower 90s will likely continue into next week. There'll be a weak front that comes in Monday and Tuesday, just real inactive, no rainfall, not really doing much of any good, maybe a little wind shift, and that's going to be about it. Before the front arrives on Monday, we could have a little fog, and then the end of next week, Thursday and Friday, the 17th and 18th, 90 degrees. Over the weekend, the 19th and the 20th, 10% chance of a shower, thunder shower Saturday. I don't want to go any more than this, but 20% for Sunday, Monday, and I'm going to go ahead and extend that 20% all the way through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I think it gets a little breezy, more spring-like, highs mid-80s to upper 80s, kind of what you would expect for late April. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed, we'll get some rain and that cap won't be too strong. But here's the only problem. If that does turn out to be the case, I'm sure there'll be some strong to severe thunderstorms in that week, the week of the 21st. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's what I'm watching. Well, we appreciate you streaming, that's for sure. And I'm going to go run do the noon show. Make sure to watch 4, 5, 6, and 10. Watch Roxy and Ryan over the weekend, and I will be back on Monday. Well, okay, we've got Molly. She's our executive producer. Is that what we're calling you these days?
Yes. We've got our Kens 5 Fiesta medal giveaway coming up at noon.
Oh, yes. Hey, all right, here's a little tease for you. Thank you, Molly. All right, we're having our Kens 5 Fiesta medal giveaway coming up at noon at Auto Bravos on Northeast Loop 410. It's right there on the northeast side, right there. Head over and get a free Kens 5 medal. By the way, if you haven't seen the medals, they're outstanding. They're very nice, very colorful. And say hello to Vanessa Croy and Earl Stoudemire. Every time I see Stoudemire, I think of the picture. I think he was with the Kansas City Royals, but that was a long, long, long time ago. Vanessa Croy and Earl, they want to see you. Say hi to them. And Molly, she's not going to be there, but say hi. You don't know who Molly is, but she's great. Okay, now I think that's it. I got to go run and do the noon show, and I'll be back Monday morning. Okay, we'll see you later.